Okay, obviously this is your place. You've won here a gazillion times. That means there's a different level of pressure, I feel. If you finish second, it will be a shock and talked about for weeks. How do you feel from your side with that? Because it is a different environment, a different way to approach a race.
Yeah, this place is its own, and you're right. Second, I would be disappointed, but Daytona, man, there's no place like it. It's really the combination of motocross and supercross in one. The way it breaks down like a moto track. You get huge ruts, gnarly holes. Sometimes you have shadows out there. The dirt's its own, so it's a whole different animal. But at the same time, it's been so fitting to my riding style. And that's why I've had the good results here. Is it basically feels like home to me, and it's something I'm comfortable with.
Yeah, you mentioned it was the tight, soft tracks that you were struggling with earlier in the year. This is a complete opposite. So even Arlington aside, I'm guessing you would have come here full of confidence and feeling like you can do it.
Oh yeah, I mean this has been my jam, man. I think back to any year here, it's like no matter what I've done elsewhere in the season, Daytona has always been good for me. So I love it.
Was there any more work done to the bike this week, or did you get to such a good place in Arlington that you were like, we've stabilized, we can kind of leave it alone somewhat?
Yeah, I know I haven't done anything to the motorcycle, so leaving her be for now.
Obviously you're sick of everyone overreacting. Everyone overreacts to everything you do. Was there a point earlier in the season after Detroit where you even found yourself overreacting, questioning things, and you had to settle yourself down a little bit?
A little bit. I mean, that was Detroit itself. Yeah, that was, out of the ordinary. I questioned some things and I'm getting lapped, but one thing's for sure is never gave up. And we, just didn't give up, man. That's all there is to it.
I guess it was satisfying going home this week and feeling mentally content, feeling like everything's okay, like there was no reason to worry. Yeah, you've been waiting for that feeling, so I guess nice that it arrived.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, other than that, it's like my only really other good race was Anaheim 2 in that Triple Crown, but I needed last week to happen, even though it wasn't a win.
Sweet. Thank you. Okay, you came out on social media after Arlington and said you worked too hard, burnt the candle a little too much. What did that look like? How much did you actually do before Arlington?
I mean, I'm not going to give away all of my secrets, but no, in general, like I've been pretty motivated, and honestly, I feel like I've done a lot of riding throughout all the weeks, really. I think it just accumulated a little bit. We had an off week and stuff, and I came back just doing a lot of riding and stuff, and just felt a little bit flat. There's nothing I haven't dealt with before, so I wasn't stressing about it. I just didn't really have much to go with the front guys.
Did you relax more this week then? Did you kind of take a step back?
Yeah, definitely. Yep. Yeah, I took a little step back because I've been going for quite a while now. If I think about it, I've done SMX, the Motocross of Nation, through WSX, and I was going pretty hard during that time, as much as I could with the travel. You know what I mean? And then going straight into racing here, and sometimes you have to take a step back. And I have a really solid base, and that base just from taking a week off doesn't go away by any means. So in the end, I look back, I'm like, man, I'm not surprised, but at the same time, I'm doing all my own program, and I'm learning myself too. I don't know everything, and I play everything off of feel, and when I feel good, I try to make the most out of it. And then, sometimes if I don't, I still try and push myself a little bit just to make some gains, and sometimes it may be a little bit too much, so no harm, no foul.
Yeah, do you feel like that's an issue you have? Maybe sometimes you have to restrain yourself, hold yourself back, because if someone let you, you'll just go full gas 24/7.
Yeah, I put in a pretty solid effort every day, and like I said, when you do good, I feel like for me personally that motivates me even more. And sometimes you can get a little carried away. For the most part, I feel like I've had it figured out so far this year, and sometimes you don't, and lucky enough with the way the race unfolded, I only really lost 4 points, and so it luckily didn't sting too bad. Not that I can afford it, but at the same time, it could have been a lot worse.
I don't want to overreact, but this has to be the most confident you've felt in yourself in a long time. Like, week after week, whether the results there or not, the riding is, the speed is, it just feels like, this is exaggerating, but it feels like you can almost do no wrong at the moment.
Yeah, hopefully. In general, yes. And there's always throughout a whole season, you always go up and down a little bit. But I wouldn't say that I'm overconfident, just because I would say I'm more comfortable just because, I've done really well and I know I got the strength, the fitness, and I got everything what it takes to be on the box. Having said that, it seems like everybody got that out here, So the racing is just really tough. So I never ever take anything lightly, even though sometimes it may look easy, but by no means is it easy. And so I'm just trying to keep a level head, honestly, because, I'm not really near the points lead either. But at the same time, it's definitely a comfortable feeling to at least know that I got my bases covered.
What is one thing that you feel like you need to work on moving forward? Is there one part of your program that you have pinpointed as something that needs to be addressed?
I honestly think that there's nothing that stands out where I feel like I have to be better. If anything, I can only take out myself by, doing too much or those sort of things. So I think all in all, honestly, certain weeks, especially while I was on the West Coast, I was riding really well throughout the week, and it's almost sometimes you have to hit the brakes a little bit because, you can get pretty happy about those kind of things, and but also, you always have to calculate also a crash that can happen out of nowhere. You know what I mean? So I feel like I got my bases covered, and I'm just trying to chuck along, honestly.
Sweet.
It's been a steady climb up this season from basically beginning where we are now. Went from hovering right around top 10, had some earlier rough rounds this season, but now you're consistently top 5 guy, getting closer to podium. Simply put, has anything really changed? Is it just luck and things finally going your way, or have you really had to reinvent anything or refocus on anything to build up?
Not really reinvent anything, just working on stuff. We kind of, the first 2 rounds, the mud ones, you can kind of scrap them. San Diego was all right. A2 we struggled a lot. Phoenix was a great step in the right direction. Detroit also a step better. So we're just trying to really focus on improving every weekend. Nothing's set in stone yet on being a definite top 5 guy. So we're still trying to solidify that and improve. Keep racing forward, and it's been fun. Learning to love the new beast and all its different traits and characteristic type things. So yeah, it's been good.
It's not a tough one because imagine your 250 career, as it starts to prolong it longer, you're like, I want that opportunity. I want to go race the 450. You play around on it. You play with the extra power. You're like, I can do things I never done. You're so excited to get the moment. You get it. I'm sure even playing at home, where you're really comfortable, you're like, so great to be on this thing. Then you go racing, and they're just, very simply put, I'm sure at home you feel like you have it dialed, and they're just harder to chase every round, aren't they?
Absolutely. The window on it's super small to have a good bike to be able to race it. You can't. It's very, very tough to be able to race and use muscle. Out-muscle the bike is what I'm trying to say. Out-muscle the bike. On a 250, you can somewhat get away with it. But yeah, this thing's another beast. And you can't. It's hard to replicate racing at the practice track, but we've been doing well at, knowing what our weakness was and stuff and improving that. So I don't know. The first few, it's like, you don't forget how to ride Supercross. It's just you want to do what you need to do, but it's like, you haven't quite got the trust or the confidence yet, and not quite sure or not able to do it yet. You have to have a different approach to a few different things that we've tweaked. But other than that, nothing crazy dramatic, big swings. So yeah, just enjoying it.
A talking point coming into the season was the fact that you and Jet would both be 450 Supercross rookies together, and some people viewed that as, for you guys, a potential advantage in a way, because you guys could work together on your bike setup, help progress each other, where I know in the past a lot of times it's been, hey, Hunter helps Jet a lot because you're known as a better test rider. The 250s, though, it's get the most power possible and get it to handle pretty well, and a lot of what you guys can do on the bike can override things. Now that, again, we're on the 450 and the window's smaller, the small differences between you two, the little bit difference in high inseam, the small difference you ride the bike, I'm sure your guys' info helps each other, but is it also surprising? Are you guys finding places now where it's like, okay, you actually do like a little bit different things?
Yes and no. I mean, I still think, like, I can get on his bike and I know how to ride his bike just because, and he's the same. He knows I know exactly what his bike does a little different just for that preference of him and vice versa, So we kind of, throughout testing, we develop the bike. It pretty much goes pretty much the same, and then right when we get into a really, really good base or right to a really happy setting, we just go separate, just on a little thing, So very, very similar, but still baby steps different. But it's good. No secret, we definitely sort the bike out. We've already made so much progress this year from, things guys that in the past have maybe been vocal about struggling with and stuff. So it's awesome. We have a great group of people that we work really well with, and just the whole environment on our test days is really a big key as well.
I thought it was really cool. We spent a couple days at your guys' facility this weekend, and I've been there before, and we see videos. General people see content come out of your guys' facility. You guys training, putting in the work. The place is cool, but seeing the group of people you've assembled, like we all know how involved your dad is. Renee down there, Dan, other guys helping out.
Yeah, Burner as
well.
well.
Do you ever, Burner, yes.
Yeah.
Do you ever pinch yourself, other than the cool scenery rolling in, do you ever pinch yourself at like the crew you've assembled, that these, you guys have built such a team?
Well, we didn't. We never dreamt of it, dude. We had no idea. We still don't, we're still figuring so much stuff out each year as we progress, and it's been good. We have a great group of people there. That's one thing we were really big on, is having a great work environment. Everyone enjoys their time out there. Even on our off days, like you've seen, I'll cycle out there and mess around on the shovel and rake a bit on the track or whatever, and just kind of be there and hang out a little bit. It's just an enjoyable kind of safe home environment kind of feeling.
Is it crazy after all the years that you guys, sold everything, left home, the whole Europe trip we've heard about, what you guys went through there, even coming here, you were jumping around so much. Is it, again, you're like, finally feel settled?
Yeah, it was, the farm was honestly kind of the main piece to settle us. All right, now we have a solid tie to a certain area, so that was kind of like a big piece of the puzzle to, okay, this is home now, which it's cool, man. It's unreal. We love our day-to-day life there, and we never take it for granted.
Well, I think other than, the simple one to look at would be like home, but I would even think from you guys, you had already gained a lot of success, but it probably felt like we're always moving to the next place to ride the next thing. It probably felt like chasing success. There had to be a certain aspect of being there where you're felt like you've accomplished a lot, like, wow, this is the reward for what we've done, and finally feel safe, secure in what you're doing.
For sure. It's funny, you look back at other races, like other people in a similar position to what we were, and we look back and we just see such a resemblance, and you're like, man, it's funny because the mind state they're in. You're like working every day's hustling, and it's like you haven't made it yet. Even in the position Jet and I both are, we still don't consider we've made it. I think you can say we've made it at the end of a successful career when you retire and hang the boots up. It's tough to say you've made it when you're still, so many years ahead of us both, like Jet's 20, I'm 24, like we're still so young, like the boys are now going over 30, I think the sport's longevity is kind of getting there, where you see guys go past 30, which is really cool. That's epic. You look at a lot of other sports, Formula One, MotoGP, golf, all that stuff. Similar type thing, a lot of athletes in their prime after 30. So it's cool. We're in a good time. It's cool to see
people finally figure out how to enjoy it, because you see so many guys, like we saw the Villa of the Dunghies guys that straight up at the end just lost, I hate to say it, lost the love for it. They eventually come back, but they lose the love for it in some shape or form.
Absolutely, man. And it sucks because it's like the travel, everything. Honestly, a lot of it, the general public, the media, all of that stuff wears on you after years, and those guys, they get to a point where they don't need any more money, and they're like, you know what, I'm done, I'm good. I've fallen out of love with it for a bit, and then, they have a break, a year or so, and then they're like, fuck, they kind of come back around. So it's, it'd be interesting to see if, how many athletes like Ken, for example, he's got a pretty dialed year right now. Just does Supercross, does the Feld Supercross, like Super Motocross World Championship, sits out the outdoors, does the World Supercross, and then just kind of picks and chooses. I think he has a lot more spare time. So it'd be interesting to see how many more athletes kind of go, you know what, I'm going to sit out one of the 3 seasons and revive myself a bit, and then come back and smash out another 3-4 years.
One last thing, speaking of finding your love for it, did you get to catch qualifying, get to watch Daniel?
I missed it. I seen P1 though. And was it the free practice? That was Q1.
Free practice Q1. Then I caught just the end of Q3. I missed Q1 and 2, so I actually don't know where.
Yeah, I haven't checked my phone today at all and stuff. But yeah, that's unreal. He said he was thinking we were going to be around the mid pack, thick of the midfield. He said, and it seems to be going pretty good. So that's epic. Hopefully, that sets the tone for the rest of the season for him. That's epic. Love to see him do well.
Awesome. Thank you, man.
Okay, Arlington was obviously big for you. So confidence must be at an all-time high right now. Like, you're just getting started. We're getting into the crux of the season. This is where you thrive. So it's all good, right?
No, for sure. It was a great weekend, and to end the night with a win was huge. Obviously got a little bit of a mistake from Jet, but I'll take it any day. So yeah, feel good. You know, we're right where we need to be as far as points, and coming into Daytona in a great spot.
Obviously, you've been great at Daytona. I feel like it's been overlooked because your teammate has been greater. How big would it be for you to win here? Because you're more than capable, even though maybe people don't realise it.
No, for sure. I've gotten close many times, and yeah, we joke about it all the time. If it wasn't for that dang Eli Tomac, I'd be like 5-time winner here. So, but no, it's good. You know, it's a great place for me. I still have great results, and you know, I'm hoping that I can get it done this year. It'd be super special to do. But like we always say, it's Daytona. You never know what you're gonna get. But I always feel good here. Feel comfortable coming here. I really gel well, so I'm excited.
Maybe this is dumb to say, but your forte is tight Supercross tracks. This is a complete opposite. So why does this work for you? Is it just because racecraft comes into it as it gets rougher and you have to think on your feet a little more?
Yeah, I think so. You know, it changes, right? It changes from lap 1 of practice to the lap 19 of the main event. You know, it's constantly changing, so you got to be on your toes. You got to be smart. But fitness is obviously a thing here. You know, it's one that you got to suffer, and I love a good suffer. So yeah, like I said, it's fastest one we have though, and it works well for me. So we'll see.
This is a difficult question for you to answer, but you are obviously happy at the moment. You can see that. When was the last time you were this happy? Can you even remember? Like, you just seem content.
Yeah, it's good, man. Life's good at the moment, and yeah, maybe it's age or the team change or just my little girl, whatever it is. But yeah, I'm super stoked with things. I just think for me, I'm able to really ride to my capability, and that makes me happy. And but you know, I don't know. I think just as I'm getting older, I'm learning to respect things and just enjoy it more. And so yeah, maybe that's why. I don't know.
Is the best way to put it that in this situation, you are allowed to be Cooper Webb, and you are best when you can be Cooper Webb?
I would say that's a very accurate. Yeah, very accurate. You know, I think the team and I we really get along well, and they kind of know my personality, and you know, it's just been nice. Like I said, it's the team that got me, you know, as a professional, and I just have a lot of great memories with them. And then, like you said, we're able to really build a program kind of around me now, and with setup, and just you know, I can definitely be myself a little bit more. So that's cool. But you know, I've just enjoying it. You know, as crazy as it sounds, you know, but it's been really cool.
Awesome. Let me ask you this: the start to your season has been very good. I feel like people are clinging on to the win as the most amazing moment. I say, screw the win. Early laps in Glendale, ridiculous speed. Heat race last week, ridiculous speed. Went with Eli in the main event. This isn't just AP won a main event, he's great. This is week after week, AP consistently is great. Okay.
Yeah, man. I feel so good on and off the bike, and like you said, like last weekend when Eli was coming through, you know, I didn't just want to let him, you know, ride on by, even though it was late in the main event, and I could have just let him, you know, pass me and run away, but I wanted to give a little fight, and I knew I had a little bit left in me, and I just wanted to show that, you know, I'm not going to be the easy guy to pass anymore. So it's been really good. I definitely get what you're saying, and I'm trying to get another win so people have another thing to cling on to. So it's been a really good start to the season. Now that we're halfway now, and I'm still only, like, you know, I'm within 10 points of the lead. So it's really good. I'm feeling awesome. It's going to be an even better end to the season, I think. So I'm going to try to keep it going.
Is it possible for you to just ignore the points? Like, I know some riders who, they don't check the championship standings from round 1 to the end, and at the end of the year, they're like, sweet, maybe I won. Do you feel like there is some benefit to that, or do you not mind knowing the situation?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I think it gives me a little bit more motivation to go out and get it done. I mean, I've checked them. It hasn't brought me any stress. You know, it hasn't brought my stress levels down any.
It's more stressful being 10th.
Yes. And it's like, man, I'm working up from the back, and, you know, it is a little bit more stressful being in the back. But now that I'm in the race and in the points, I think it's kind of a stress reliever, because you know you're right there. You know you have been right there, and it's easier to get confident and know you belong up there when it's halfway and you're still in third. So it's good.
Do you notice a difference in your personality in the week? Because I would imagine, whether you mean for it to or not, there must just be this weight lifted off you. Your brain must feel lighter. Like, I can just imagine that without you even noticing, you're kind of a different person slightly. I don't know. Do you feel that? Has anyone said that to you?
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
A bit of pep in your step? Maybe?
Yeah. During the week, I definitely, I feel really, really good. And that is a credit to how I've been doing. And I think that helps, in the long motos during the week and the hard work during the week. It definitely helps push me to that edge in our motos. And I definitely feel a little bit. It's not drastic change, but definitely it keeps my motivation up during the week and makes me want to fight that much more.
Last question. What surface do you feel is your weakness this year? We've had everything so far. Is there one particular round where you've been searching with a bike a little bit more than the others?
No. I mean, honestly, no. Like, the bike has been unreal. These guys have been on it with the bike, and myself, I think just a weakness in myself would be just little mistakes like, Glendale, or, not getting a good start in, where were we? Freaking Detroit,
yes.
Where I got 6th, and just little things like that where I could have, excelled and got even more points. Like Glendale was a big one because I finished 10th, but yeah, and I was in 2nd. So it's just little things with myself that I need to focus and fix more than anything else. I mean, these guys, like I said, have been bringing me a awesome bike every weekend, and I can't complain about that. And like, we haven't changed really anything on the bike since the start of the season. So stoked with the bike, and just little things with myself I need to fix before we go on.
So, you have the red plate, lifelong dream, but you've had a lot of red plates lately. So does it feel special or different, or are you just like, another red plate?
No, part of me is like, obviously, yeah, it's cool, but another part of me thinks the 99 looked better.
The 37, it's not good.
To be honest, my mechanic Nate designed the number font, so my font is a hell of a lot better than what it was, the original, curvy font.
Last year was very round.
Yes,
yeah.
No, we're a bit more mean now. We're business,
A bit more Jackson Storm versus.
Yeah, exactly. So no. 100% is obviously amazing for the team, for the whole crew, but it's round 2. I've said this over and over. Everyone's seen the carnage of the 250 class, the first 2 rounds. It's been obviously anyone can watch that. So I'm not taking anything for granted. We're here. I know I've just got to execute and do my job, do my plan, and we'll see what happens. Daytona's a special race. It's different anyway. The first 2 rounds have been. They've been fine. They've been all right. There's not been anything to kind of separate. Like, the whoops have always been jumpers. It's kind of been, everyone's been kind of the same. If you'd have told me that I've got the red plate after the first 2 rounds, I'd be like, well, no way, because I didn't necessarily feel on top of the world or like I was, absolutely killing it out there the first 2 rounds. I was good. I was fine. But
that red plate looks good.
Cheers, mate.
That was special for me.
Come on, look at that. I got buddies now. I got It's funny though, when I first showed up at Supercross a couple of years ago, coming back from Europe, no one cares about you. No one says hi. Everyone's mean and like.
You had a 3-digit number.
Yeah, I know. And now look at it. You get some respect. So no, it's cool. Of course, it's fantastic to be in the position that we're in. But whether it's they're 16 years old or now 30 years old, everyone's on their own path and on their own timeline of getting to where we're at. So happy with the progress that we're making.
In GPs, there's this theory that if you race national championships, you get used to winning and used to running the red plate. They can't really do that in America, but you've almost won the British Championship. You've had red plates, Australia, World, Britain, everywhere. Yeah. So do you think that's helped this?
Yeah, definitely.
Because otherwise,
100%.
If you were in America your whole life, maybe this would be the first time ever.
Oh, yeah. And you would be a lot more, like they were asking me earlier, did it feel different this week and all this stuff? And it's like, well, no, because this is the 3rd one. I tell you what, the number 1 plate in Australia felt like pressury. Well, it was round 1, went to Adelaide. I know I'm going off topic here, but the track was really tight and small, and I thought, man, I don't want to get beat around here and have the number 1 plate. It was like random one for you all on my knee braces, not on these knee braces, but on my knee braces at my practice ones. I've got the number 1 plate with a black background to remind me that every time I go practicing, I need to practice like I can lose this red plate. So I'm going in there to do work every single day.
Okay, I don't know what to do with that.
That's very philosophical for you, mate.
Yeah, that's very new. We could go very big on that, but that isn't this type of press day.
Yeah.
This type of press day is unique venue. It's got certain vibes to it, the type of vibes that would make you maybe want to sting like a Cadillac and float like a Beamer.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Finn was watching cars this morning, and every time I come here, I do feel like I'm in the Piston Cup. So it's an amazing place. I got asked a question earlier. Said that Travis Pastrana raced the Daytona 500 last year. Would I ever be interested in doing that? I'm like, yeah, no, there's more chance of me racing a Piston Cup than there is actually getting in a car driving around this place. It's insane.
Did they know what you meant?
I don't think they did, but it's a bit bants, isn't it? The banter brigade. But anyway, no, happy with where we're at. It's an iconic place, special place, but excited just for something a little different. The first 2 rounds have been quite similar, quite samey, and the track layouts have basically been the same. So excited for here, and excited even for next week in Birmingham to see where we go, see what the whoops are like, hopefully have a set of skimmers and things like that. So yeah, we'll be good.
Last one, starts. Where are you at mentally with starts? Is it a question in your mind?
Just the best there is.
Okay.
No.
That number 1 plate is on the knee brace for a reason.
Yeah, I know. Nah, it's tough. Everyone keeps asking me that, but it's like, all right, they're going out. But it's hard. There's a lot of good bikes. I'm at, 3-star Yamahas, 3 PC bikes, the HRC bikes, the Triumph now, the KTM, the Husky, whatever. There's a lot of good bikes, so it's hard to execute every time. My starts are good. They're just all right. Fluffed it up a little bit, and you get a bad one, great. It is what it is. So it's got to be better, I suppose. That's it. That's all I can do. I've been working on it this week. We'll see what happens. It's a different race this weekend, so we'll go again.
Okay, we're here at Daytona, approaching the halfway mark. How are you? Results aside, riding aside, how is Justin Barcia at this point in time?
Justin Barcia's good. Yeah, good. Home life's good. Everything other than racing's really good. Unfortunately, our life's kind of revolved around the dirt bikes, but we've been working extremely hard. MTF built a good Daytona track this week. We tried some stuff. I feel like took a step in the right direction. Only time will tell. Definitely this place, people turn their seasons around here. I like this track. I've had good luck here. Won on a 250, been on the podium on the 450, so I'm hoping to turn it around. I just want to have some fun though and ride my dirt bike and feel good, so we'll see. But yeah, everything's good. I'm healthy. That's the most important thing. I'm healthy, and when everything clicks, we'll be ready for it.
Is it possible that this is just going to click here because it's a different style of track, and maybe the setup struggles are specific to stadiums, tighter tracks, that sort of stuff, and this will just be the magic switch that fixes everything?
I love the sound of a magic switch. Yeah, we need a little bit of a miracle right now, that's for sure. But no, I felt stuff this week that I was just trying to find that comfort zone. But towards the end of the week, I feel like I found something a little bit. I was able to put some laps together, feel pretty good. So only time will tell, like I said. So I'm not getting overzealous or overexcited. The wind's blowing my hair, sorry. But yeah, no, just taking it step by step, day by day. And when everything does click, it'll be great. And I hope tomorrow's that day.
You have obviously been working incredibly hard,
yeah,
much harder than you expected at this point in the season. Has there been moments where you've been beating your head against the wall? Because, for instance, Glendale, I feel like you felt that was going to be a step forward. It wasn't. So have you kind of lost a bit of belief? And like, even if you find something positive, you're like, well, we'll see, because we need to see it actually work to believe it.
I wanted to get overexcited this week because I felt something I haven't felt yet this season. But I'm like staying I'm not down. I'm not down in a hole. I'm not up on top of the world. I'm pretty level. And like I said, when everything clicks, it'll be great. No matter what, you work extremely hard. So I would have been like doing motos hard or whatever. So it's not like I didn't expect to be working this hard. It's been a different work of testing. Obviously, I started behind the 8 ball at the beginning of the season, not able to test a ton. So, just been testing a lot, working, like you said, hard, but a different hard. And when everything aligns, it's going to be a lovely day.
Yeah, are you actually lacking motos? Because you've been testing so much that you've not actually got to moto down that much?
I'll be ready. My fitness is good. I feel good. My strength's been building every week. Like, my body's good. So I think, once I feel comfortable, no little issues, it's going to be great. And obviously a dirt bike's never going to be perfect. I don't expect my dirt bike to be perfect, but I just looking for a little comfort, and I did feel comfortable this week. So I'm not trying to get excited, but very level-headed, and when I feel good, it's going to be a good feeling.
So Jalek, I just came fresh off from the Triumph Intro this week. Got to meet a lot of the staff, the people behind this bike. So it's very easy for me this week to go, wow, this brand's for real. People saw it with you guys at the first race this year. You signed on a lot earlier before that. Again, it's a lot easier to sit back now and go, wow, Triumph's here, they're for real. At the time you picked to do it, there was a lot of question marks.
Yeah.
Very simple question is, why'd you do it?
I think, well, for one, I needed to change from where I was at, and I had a couple options that I had a couple options in mind, but when Triumph kind of popped up, and obviously I have a really good relationship with the guys there already, I kind of just knew what I was going to get out of the team. I know it's a new bike, but just you can't really beat the people who are there, and how much work that I already knew that would be put in, and there's a lot of things that I felt were missing in the place I was before. Just like I needed a little bit more hands-on and a little bit more just focusing on me, and I feel like I get it here. And it hasn't so far showed in results, but I think it will. The people around here are busting their ass to get everything going, and we're in a good spot with the bike. Obviously, we can be better, but it's a new bike. We're learning every round, and I wouldn't have it any other way. The guys are. It makes it fun to go to the track when everybody's sole purpose is to get you going, and everyone has their best interest for me. So it's been good. It's been nice, and a nice I guess complete reverse from what I felt I had. So it's been super fun.
For you, like I said, we rode the production bike this week. It has its major positives, has some things I'd want to work on, like any production bike in general. But for you, this race package sitting here, what's your highlight? What stands out to you that you were the most happy with?
I feel like cornering sticks out in how light it is. I think it's like it's a good mix for what you need. Like, I feel like you can go and do, say an outdoors moto, and it might, that lightness that the bike has, it might be small percentages on little things that are makes it easier to ride, but those small percentages make up a lot around a long race. So the lightness, the cornering, super easy, super light. You can kind of just get in and out of anywhere you want to be in. For me right now, working with new suspension group in KYB, it's been nice. It's been really good. Those are like the key things for me, is handling and cornering. So for me, there is a ton of things that is super good about the bike, but the stick outs for me are those two.
We already joked about this in the paddock, Coty, but tied for third in points.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even look at it, do you?
No.
No?
No. Is it a cool position to be in? Yeah. Is this something that I should acknowledge? Absolutely. Not many people get to be in this position, so I'm fortunate enough to be in it right now. But at the end of the day, it don't matter. We got a lot more races to go, and just want to continue having fun and let the rest settle.
Considering you were a bit of a late addition to the Club MX program for Supercross, do you feel like you're still playing catch-up at all? Have you made really any bike changes in between the weeks, or after as good as the opening 2 rounds have gone, has it been just stay the course?
No, I've just been staying the course. Fortunately, I was able to adapt to this motorcycle really quickly in the off-season, and to be honest, I'm on a pretty similar setting from then. I felt at home, and I'm not about going out and chasing all these clickers and all these settings. I just want to stick to what I know and just work with that. So no, from day one we've been pretty smooth sailing, and we got a lot more to give.
Now, your guys' coast has been a little bit tumultuous the first couple rounds. Basically, the 4 or 5 guys that were outside the top 15 in round 1 were the top 4 in round 2. There's been such a change up and down. You've been solid and consistent. However, when you, again, look at the scoring sheet, it's kind of like, okay, if all these guys get their shit together, basically, it's going to be a very stacked top 10. How do you keep those expectations the next couple rounds? If, simply put, if everybody kind of gets done what they should be, you might be a position lower, too, than where you've been. If you see that at the end of the night, are you able to keep that in perspective, or would it frustrate you?
No, I mean, honestly, I just got to focus on myself. Because at the end of the night, what I do is what matters, and we're all in it, and we all got to try to be consistent. To be honest, I just want to focus on myself, be consistent, let everything else fall into play. And I don't want to go down that rabbit hole mentally on chasing these things. Just kind of want to take it race by race, and like I said, enjoy it, because I love where I'm at, and just keep going.
And of course, a little bit of a flashback to last time me, you, and Archer were here together. You had an amazing ride at Daytona that year. It came apart a little bit the last couple laps, but before that, I mean, overall, it was still a huge moment in your career. Now, what is it about Daytona that clicks for you for Supercross? Of course, you're more of an outdoor guy. Supercross has been more of a process. Is it as simple as, ooh, it's a little bit longer or faster, or what is it that you think really clicks here for you?
I don't know. Every person has like that spot where when they show up, it's just like good energy. And for me, Daytona brings good energy. And could you say a little bit more outdoorsy? Yeah, in a way. But this year, from the looks of it, this looks like a pretty gnarly section. So it's not really outdoorsy at all. We got some rhythm sections coming. So I don't know. Would it be cool to wheelie a whoop section again, like I did in 21? Absolutely. But no, I just love everything. Everyone seems to be in a good mood about good weather, and good vibes, good results. That's what we want.
I'd say your overall attitude, not really playing with anything with the bike. That's, some people come here and get very spun out on trying to find a Daytona setting. I would say having that attitude is really good, coming in here just being mellow, because no matter what you do, nothing's going to feel great around this track. Nothing's going to feel good. You might be able to make it work in 1 or 2 places, but you are not getting it happy everywhere.
No, this track is a different beast on its own. I mean, I know I'm going to have my bike good in probably 8 out of 10 sections. And you know what? That's pretty good. I'd rather be in the positive side than 4 out of 10, where you're on a negative. It's definitely hard to set up a bike here because obviously, yeah, it's outdoorsy. The soil's softer than a normal stadium. But at the end of the day, we have rhythms. So it's like you got to be on the stiff side for rhythms, but you got to be on the soft side for like the ruts that develop on this track. So you never know what you're going to get. But I'm not going to go into chasing. They're smart enough to know what direction we need to go, and I'm just going to trust them.